Lieutenant Dan getting a live guest. We got Paul Vinson here in the Volume.com studio. And we got the cameras fired up today. We're live on the radio. And if you want to see our tiny studio, take a peek. Volume.com/lightning100. How you doing today, Paul?
I'm doing good. And, actually, I've seen a couple of these live sessions, and I've got to say the studio is a little bit more spacious than you give it credit for. So
okay. It is, right?
Yeah, it's kind of roomy in here. It's nice.
Yeah. You get in here. It starts getting cramped the more band members and instruments you add.
I was going to say I'm alone, so that probably helps.
It does. I see you've got your Arkansas Traveler guitar with you today.
Yeah. I don't actually know anything about the story of that other than when I got this guitar, I dug it out of my dad's closet, and the case had that written on it, and I had to get rid of the case because it was old and falling apart. This guitar's from the 60s, so I just kind of thought I could let it live here on the guitar somehow for whatever it was.
I like it. I like it. Well, we got Paul here, and today we are talking about an event happening tomorrow out at the Blue Room. As Lightning 100 presents Diane Young Indie Night at the Blue Room. It's at 8 o'clock. Doors are at 7:30. Nordista Freeze doing the Indie Sleaze DJ set at 8. And following the Not Vampire Weekend band performance, I like they have that as Not Vampire Weekend over on the Blue Room website. And we're big fans of Nordista Freeze and, of course, Vampire Weekend and Paul Vinson. So this is a great combination of things, all for a great cause, benefiting the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. So we're grateful to have you here today.
Thank you. I'm super happy to be here. Like I said, we're just happy that you guys are presenting the event with us, and also, thank you guys for spinning the record. I was just talking to Casey about that outside. So, I'm happy to be at Lightning 100 for the first time.
All right. Well, Paul, so you're going to do a couple of Vampire Weekend songs. What are you going to do first?
We'll start with Step. I think that's the big one, right? We'll start with Step.
All right. So. We got Paul Vinson live here on Lightning 100.
Every time I see you in the world, you always step to my girl. Way back, I used to front like Anchor White, Mechanicsburg, Anchorage, and Dar es Salaam. While home in New York with champagne and disco, tapes from LA/San Francisco, actually Oakland, and now I'm a meter. Your girl was in Berkeley with the communist reader. Mine was in tune with the boombox and Walkman. I was a harder girl, was back then. Boom. The gloves are off, the wisdom teeth are out. What you on about? I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my bones. I'm stronger now, I'm ready for the house. Such a modest mouse, I can't do it alone. I can't do it alone. Every time I see you in the world, you always step to my girl. Ancestor told me that their girl was better. She's richer than creases, she's tougher than leather. Well, I just ignore all the tales of a past life. Stale conversation deserves but a bread knife. Punks who would laugh when they saw us together. They didn't know how to dress for the weather. I could still see him there, huddled on Astor. Snow falling slow to the sound of the master. The gloves are off, the wisdom teeth are out. What you on about? I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my bones. I'm stronger now, I'm ready for the house. Such a modest mouse, I can't do it alone. I can't do it alone. Wisdom's a gift, but you trade it for youth. Age is an honor, still not the truth. You saw the stars when they hid from the world. You curse the sun when it steps to your girl. Maybe she's gone and you can't resurrect her. The truth is she doesn't need me to protect protector. You know the true death, the true way of our flesh. Everyone's dying, but girl, you're not old yet. Gloves are off, the wisdom teeth are out. What you on about? I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my bones. I'm stronger now, I'm ready for the house. Such a modest mouse, can't do it alone. I can't do it alone. Every time I see you in the world, you always step to my girl.
Lightning 100 live here in the Volume.com studio and on Volume.com. We got Paul Vinson. It's tomorrow night, and catch him out at the Blue Room as Lightning 100 presents Diane Young Indie Night. Doors are at 7. The all-ages event gets underway at 8 with Nordista Freeze doing the Indie Sleaze DJ set till 9, when we'll have a hour-long Vampire Weekend set by Not Vampire Weekend. Paul behind the brains behind that one, following up with a Nordista DJ set. 10-year anniversary, Modern Vampires of the City. And you just played one of the songs from that record. So tell me, do you remember how you first discovered Vampire Weekend and like what turned you on to them?
So I do. Really, like, actually, the next song I'm going to play, Unbeliever, is kind of the first song. So despite them having 2 records out before that, I was probably like 14 or 15, and I remember my like best friend in the whole world was like, "You have to listen to this song," and we both were like, we probably shouldn't be listening to this song, but then we just I couldn't stop, and it became like very contagious and infectious, and we were playing it at church, like we were running the sound booth and like playing it while people were like coming into youth group and stuff, and we were both just like snickering and laughing, like we should not be doing this, but it was also like this song is so good and it's so provocative and maybe even like perfectly pretentious enough around the idea of faith and challenging faith. And I think, you know, as a young kid that grew up in the Bible Belt in a giant church, that was kind of like a huge moment for me and growing up and getting older and thinking for myself. And that was probably the first Vampire Weekend song I heard. And then eventually kind of dug into the whole record after that. I played a lot of Minecraft when I was that age, so I did a lot of listening to this album while playing Minecraft.
And have you ever seen the band play?
I saw them at Ascend. I got in I think 2 songs into their set. We had pit tickets, but I had work that night, so I got cut. And as soon as I got cut, I ran down to the show and I caught them, which is cool because that was like, you know, I love them. I love every single one of their records. So it was an awesome show. They had the huge band that they're playing with now. And they had 2 drummers, and they sounded awesome. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first time they played the Ryman, and I got to see that show, and it's just a magical band. The energy that they have. I mean, their drummer he's like made of rubber. I don't know. It's pretty incredible.
I think, honestly, that was one of the reasons that I had the idea to do this show, is because like where I grew up, and I feel like where a lot of my friends and even like other band members that we're playing with for the show grew up. Like it's not common that Vampire Weekend is playing in a small town, especially during this like 3rd record cycle. So I had no chance of seeing them, even though I was in love with this band. And there were a lot of bands like that for me in this like indie Tumblr 2013, 2014 era where I was like, I love this band and I'm never going to get to see them. and some of them have, you know, lived long enough that now I can see them. Some of them we'll probably never see. But I wanted the show to kind of feel like that, you know, like going to that show in 2013. And so that's kind of the idea.
So sometimes you get lucky and a band can be broken up for years and you're like, oh yeah, I'll never get to see that band. And then they get back together and tour. I mean, I remember when the Pixies got back together and they were playing the Ryman and they came in here and we're right where you are right now. And it was just incredible because that was a band that I didn't think I was going to get a chance to see and definitely did.
And you got to see them at the Rhyme and End here in studio. Yeah, that's amazing. I'm a bit envious.
We got Paul Vinson here in the Volume.com studio. Tomorrow night, you can catch him. So tell me about the band you're going to have tomorrow, because right now you're stripped down acoustic.
Yes, just me right now.
I saw you do a little social post, and you were practicing some harmonies for the show tomorrow.
Yeah, so that was the main focus right now. Obviously, it's hard to get everybody in here at one time. Off schedule, it was hard enough to get rehearsals knocked out. But yeah, we put this band together. It is me, Summer Pittman, Jaron Blair, Bryce Dubray, Sam Killian, and Joe Benedovic. And I mean, everybody is playing just about 2 to 3 different instruments at least throughout the set. There's a lot going on. I spent the first 2 or 3 weeks going through all the songs and divvying up parts for everyone to have. So there was a lot of just listening to the record in all kinds of different headphones and trying to figure out certain parts in the background and dialing in tones and everything like that. So there is a lot going on at all times on stage, but the band has everyone in the band is so spectacularly talented. They just put everything together really well.
Was that a fun process for you, getting to do that?
It was, yeah, it was a lot of work, no doubt, but it was surprisingly fun. It was kind of something I hadn't maybe bit that much off of something that involves that much construction of song and kind of composition work like that. And
well, that's kind of the fun thing about Vampire Weekend is it's not simple music. It's always had a complexity, even if it sounds simple.
Exactly, yeah. And that was kind of the I guess maybe the pleasure was getting to dig into these songs in a new way and really pick them apart. So
was any song surprising? Or when you got into it, it was like a little bit different than you even realized?
There was no songs that were surprising, I feel like, more so than there was one song that was particularly annoying, and that was playing Worship You, where it was like I'm playing a guitar part where my right arm just does not stop moving the entire song, and then I'm also singing like only in the way you want it, only in the day you want it, and I'm like as fast as I can, and fingerbacks like that too, but they're all so fun, but it was just like learning the song was slowing it down and playing it as slow as I could and slowly getting it to where it would go. So yeah, it's been a wild process.
We've got Paul Vinson here in the Volume.com studio. We're going to take it back to his beginning, which I feel like it was by the time it was their third record or so. As we dial it back 10 years, tomorrow we'll be at the Blue Room. Paul Vinson is going to be fronting the Not Vampire Weekend Band for a great cause, raising money for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. We've got tickets while they last at theblueroombar.com and thirdmanrecords.com. And you want to do Unbelievers?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, this is Paul Vinson live on Lightning 100.
Got a little soul, the world is a cold, cold place to be. Want a little warmth, who's gonna save a little warmth for me? Waiting on the fire waits, unbelievers, all of us in the same. Girl, you and I would die, unbelievers bound to the tracks of the train. If I'm born again, I know that the world would disagree. Want a little grace, who's gonna save a little grace for me? Waiting on the fire waits, unbelievers, all of us in the same. Girl, you and I would die, unbelievers bound to the tracks of the train. I'm not excited, but should I be? Is this the fate that half of the world's planned for me? I know I love you, and your love is it. But what only water contains a little drop for me. I'm not excited, but should I be? Is this the fate that ever the world's planned for me? I know I love you, and you love the city, but all in a heart it contains a little drop for me.
Lightning 100, that is Paul Vinson live here in the Volume.com studio. And Unbelievers, one of the songs you'll get to hear tomorrow night out at the Blue Room as Lightning 100 presents Diane Young Indie Night at 8 o'clock. Nordista Free's going to be there giving us the Indie Sleaze DJ set before and after we give a proper salute to Vampire Weekend, celebrating the 10-year anniversary of Modern Vampires of the City, benefiting the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, with tickets and info at theblueroombar.com and thirdmanrecords.com. Paul Vinson, I appreciate you coming in. That was a lot of fun, man.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Yeah, I had a blast.
Awesome. Well, we'll see everyone tomorrow night at the Blue Room.